Hello, everybody. Ciao a tutti. Thank you for being here. I am Max Roveri, and I am the co-founder with Catherine Dunn, who is there, and she will talk later, of the San Patrizio del Buono Festival. Grazie a tutti, sono Max, ho fondato il San Patrizio del Buono Festival con Catherine Dunn. For once, I try to keep the Italian short as anything. So now I was supposed to tell you something interesting, something engaging, because we are here to get money for the festival, which is something easy to ask, give us the money. Dateci I soldi, so we can make this festival in 2024 and so on. Okay. So I was supposed to tell something intelligent, okay, something, okay. And I was having my second tea this morning because it has been quite a day, okay. And I had this, this enlightenment at some stage, okay. So I'm trying to say something intelligent in Irish, okay. Fag and bus. Trina Dorsche, Lar Haman. So, for the people who do not speak Irish, me neither, but that's another story. I have just told, please leave the booze by the central door. And why I wanted to start with this, okay? Because this resonated in my back brain and your retrocranium, okay? With something that I had a lot of years ago, okay, about the fact that in the Burgos Cathedral, a Cattedrale di Burgos in Spain, okay, you have this column, not column, where there is written Allah Akbar. And it's in a cathedral, okay? And this is exactly why I love languages. Questo è esattamente perché mi piacciono le lingue. Why I love to try to play with languages that I don't even know exactly, like with Irish, cercando di giocare tra le lingue. Because I do believe that languages, and try to understand even if you do not understand language, is the way to diffuse probably all the conflicts of this world, okay? So please leave the bus from the center door, the next slide, okay? So now I try to be even more intelligent than this, with thanking the people that are here today. Grazie mille, Gora mille Magut. Well done, okay. Grazie, ben fatto, okay, ci siamo. So, Catherine Fitzgerald, column, and another tricky one, McNamara. And Peter Murphy. And Stephen James Smith, okay, who is here only Los Angeles, I guess, which is a longer one for sure. The Italian bunch of the guests, gli ospiti che saranno con noi al San Patrizio del Buono Festival al giorno e sono, oltre ai qui presenti, Federico Platania, our resident Beckettian, nostro esperto di Beckett, il professor Enrico Reggiani della Cattolica di Milano, probably the most influent name when it comes to William Butler Yeats in Italian in Italy. Our own Claudio Monteleone, great actor and even a bigger friend for me. And I hope I am not forgetting anyone. It seems no. Okay. I told already that we need money, so please donate. You can do that online. And I have a few organizations as sponsors to thank as well. Okay, Culture Ireland has been very generous with us with sponsoring the festival, so Gora mille Mago to Culture Ireland. L'ambasciata irlandese in Italia, the Irish Embassy in Rome, il Comune di Livorno, who gave us the patrocinio. I never figured out how to translate patrocinio, they sponsor in a way, some sort. Okay, our own ex Cinema Aurora, the place that is going to be where the festival is happening. UFO Studio Fotografia, the clever and nice photographers of our festival. Alfonso Sciole, who is here to design the logo for the San Francisco Festival. The Hotel Stazione di Livorno. The Season Darai, which is a very nice catering service that are feeding our guests at the moment. And they are watching us from Herbert Park stall. So hello, The Season Darai. Enoteca Alessi, who is going to give us whiskey to Livorno, which is always nice to have. RiseAct.org, which is an extension of another organization that I work with. It's related to supporting charities, and our way to get the donations will be through RiseAct from now on. So again, thank you, RiseAct. Thank you to our last but not least media partners, Traveling Languages and Viaggiare in Irlanda. Grazie mille to all of you guys and to all the organizations that are supporting. Grazie mille a voi che siete qui oggi. Okay, last but not least, I want to personally thank John Banville, who is not here at the moment, he's in Italy actually at the moment, who is a lifetime patron of the festival. And he sent us a lovely message, but that will be Katherine's work to share it with you guys later today. So again, please leave the bus from the center door and I leave the musicians. Thank you. We have to reorganize a bit of things here. I will leave the mic to Catherine. I just have some good news, okay, because some money is coming, okay, some from people who we know and are here. So thank you, Declan. Thank you, Stephanie and Billy. And from people who I don't know, thank you, guys. And thank you to the guys that are buying the merchandising on Worth Wearing, which is another fair trade organization. So we always try to stay with the good guys, if you know what I mean. Okay. So thank you, guys. Thank you, people who are supporting us. Thank you so much. While Karin is getting here, and while you guys, you figure out something. Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much, Colin and Catherine. That was wonderful, and such a thrill to be able to be back in person in Livorno with these wonderful musicians on this occasion. We did try to get there in 2020, but there was a little issue that happened in 2020, which kind of stopped us going anywhere. So thank you to everybody who's here. Many of the people here were also in Livorno in our last live festival, and we're looking forward to welcoming you again. Keep those donations rolling in, please, people who are watching. We're a non-profit organization. This is the only way we get to bring musicians like these and our wonderful poets who will entertain us later. It's the only way we get to go to festivals such as these. So please keep on supporting us. And as Colin mentioned earlier, the power of stories to change lives is something that John Banville also believes in. He's a lifetime patron of our festival, and he has sent us just this message for everybody today. The San Patrizio Festival in Livorno is a pure delight. I took part in it some years ago in the palmy days before COVID and enjoyed it immensely. And who knows, I may even have been the cause of a few among the audience also enjoying the occasion. Always very modest, Mr. Banville. It's a great festival, bringing as it does a little bit of Ireland and Irish culture to the glorious west coast of northern Italy, and creating a mutual exchange of ideas, interests, and simple gioia di vivere among the participants and the public. A festival such as this calls for a great deal of application and work from the organisers, and money, of course, is always a headache. So I say to the sponsors, go on. Dig deep. The returns will entirely exceed your investment. I also want to thank the Comune di Livorno, Culture Ireland, and the Irish Embassy in Rome for their support. Grazie mille. I am sure that on June 16th to the 18th, the audience at the quirky, wonderful ex-Cinema Aurora venue will be in for a treat. Buona fortuna, SPLF, John Banville. And our thanks to him.
Translate this for our Italian audience because it's always a great ego massage to translate Banville. Il San Patrizio Livorno Festival è qualcosa di fantastico. Ho partecipato alcuni anni fa, ai bei tempi prima del Covid, e sono stato benissimo, mi sono immensamente e chissà, magari qualcuno nell'audience si è divertita, ha avuto piacere che io fossi. È un grande festival, perché porta, è questo che fa, un po' di cultura irlandese mescolandola con la cultura italiana e creando uno scambio reciproco di idee, di interessi e semplicemente quella era la gioia di vivere per tutti quelli che partecipano e che lo organizzano. Un festival come questo ha bisogno di un grande impegno da parte degli organizzatori e naturalmente avere il denaro che è necessario sempre mal di testa, causa sempre. E quindi è questo che dico agli sponsor. I switch to not to Italian but to Livornese frugate, which is go deep in your pockets, okay, and give us money e dateci soldi, perché sicuramente sarà un buon investimento. Voglio anche in questa occasione ringraziare il Comune di Livorno, Culture Ireland e l'ambasciata irlandese a Roma per il loro supporto. Grazie mille anche in italiano. Quindi vi auguro di essere tra il 16 e il 18 giugno prossimi al fantastico ex Cinema Aurora e garantisco vi divertirete. Buona fortuna. John Bambi.
Alexander.
Okay, so guys, now we have Stephen James Smith and Peter Murphy doing their thing. I don't know what is actually going to happen, so I will leave for you guys.
Right, Steve. How's it going, everybody? Ciao, ciao, ragazzi. Excuse me. Sorry. So yeah, it's thanks, thanks Max and Catherine and Maria for welcoming us into your home. It's kind of obviously been a long conversation to get to this point, and we haven't reached the further shores just yet. But it's always a real privilege to be welcomed to somebody's home and to break bread with them. So very grateful to that and for all the effort we've gone to putting all this together. So thank you. Really appreciate it. So really looking forward to visiting Italy again. And it's good to hear you speaking about language and understanding your motivation for doing this. Again, emails are fine, but it's good just to hear from the horse's mouth as well. So thanks, Max. Fair play to you. So I think I'm going to do one, and then Peter, you do, and then is that how we'll? Yeah. We're figuring it out. So this is just how we must create. So I don't think it's necessarily my finest piece of work, but some people seem to have connected with it, which is good. And yeah, goes this. We must create to know who we can be. I say this for you. I say this for me. We must create to know who we can be. Early beginnings, heartbeat, warmth anew, first breath, eyes open, a new point of view, hands to tears here, clock sticking on. We must create to know who we can be. Hearing truth and onomatopoeia, boom, boom, bell, zooms up while playing with grandpa, while cookie cooking bacon for grandma. We must create to know who we can be. There are creative accountants, CVs, Tinder profiles, we look the bee's knees, but best not to force it, it comes with ease. We must create to know who we can be. We heard a song sung, it helped ease the pain. We didn't feel so lonesome as we sang the refrain. We forgot that feeling until we heard it again. We must create to know who we can be. Do you remember the time you heard an opening allegro or when that beat dropped and how it made your head go? Some things make no sense unless you're in flow. We must create to know who we can be. From nursery rhymes to white-collar crimes, what have you to say in uncertain times? Have you the chance to change the paradigms? We must create to know who we can be. You may rise, then fall, or fall, then rise. An arc of a story contains no surprise, but how you tell it, therein the art lies. We must create to know who we can be. If you do it for the money, you'll be called a fraud. But don't forget to donate now, everybody, and everybody at home, and give us an extra few quids. So, yeah. But anyway, if you do it for the money, you'll be called a fraud. You know, I'm doing this for lasagna today, so yeah. If you do it for the lasagna, you'll be called a fraud. If you think you're right company and you might be God, delusions and grandeur aren't that odd. We must create to know who we can be. There's all sorts of forms, disciplines, levels. To challenge yourself in the intervals. We'll find rivals and reasons for approvals. We must create to know who we can be. If it saved you from yourself, and now there's no other way, it doesn't matter how it moved you. Welcome to the ballet. You've just found the peak of Parnassus. Fair play. We must create to know who we can be. I say this for you. I say this for me. We must create to know who we can be.
Okay, so 10 years ago, I wrote a book called Shall We Gather at the River? And I wasn't going to do this at all. And then Colin played The River Holds Its Breath, and it's sort of plunged me back 10 years into 10 or 11 years ago. The book Shall We Gather at the River came out, and I did an musical adaptation of it with an ensemble called the Orchestra, and there was a short piece from the book that we adapted to music, and Colin adapted an old Scandinavian folk air and put it to the piece. You're gonna play this? Yeah. Okay, so this is just for context. I wasn't expecting this. Okay. So it's an old Scandinavian air, which is, I think, Colin is the expert on this, but it's a slightly scrapier and spikier element of a bit closer to Scottish. There's a more northern you get, the scrapier it gets. Right? Yeah, there we go. So, for context, this is about a man named Charles Stafford. His daughter has gone missing, and he enters a sort of twilight on a fugue state of grief and unknowing, and his mind has become apart, and he becomes unsure of what is real and what is not real. And the only thing we have to set on is you could see Charles Stafford walk the country road throughout that month, and when his eyes began to burn with light, he knew he must have glimpsed her in the thickets and the groves. His vanished child returned at last to ease his suffering. She flitted like a chimera across his field of vision, skirting between the moon's glittering beams. A fairy queen or a changeling creature made a mist, and he hurried after her image, murmuring her name. And so he'd see him in the townlands, the fisherman's slicker around his bony shoulder, his white hair sticking out from beneath the woolen cap. And folk could remark how anguish-stricken he'd become. Her fate should have opened in his prime, a proper gent with cufflinks and a paisley tie and a perfect Windsor knot. Now looked at him wandering the town, his name well known among the drunkards and the betting men, the fallen prophet, the poor misfortunate. Any soul who came close enough might have heard her pass, as though to speak her name repeated might invoke her form, until the word itself detached from all memory and meaning and became another thing entirely, a mantra, an incantation. And he continued muttering it until the light dimmed on the fields and jackdaws' chatter hushed and a merciful darkness descended on the land. But then one night by the river's edge he glimpsed a host of shimmering lights like fireflies and river wisps and gossamer. And under the moon that was once a mother looking down upon the liberties and still looked down on the town of Murray, he saw her there, the stolen chances, frozen in the twilight, beckoning.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Colin, Catherine, Peter, Stephen. Thank you. And as I said, I'm lovely. Let's see what happens. And thank you to our very nice and kind audience. Thank you to the people who joined us on Facebook. Thank you so much. Give us the money. Thank you. And that's all for today. I hope to see many of you and you in Livorno on June 16, 17, and 18. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
The fisherman's slicker around his bony shoulders, white hair sticking out from beneath a woolen cap.